majority of the people who love and enjoy my content are not subscribers. By subscribing, it ensures that you never miss any more live streams, tips, or hot topics. Plus, the support that you give, it allows me to continue to keep giving you the content that you love. So if you gain any value here, be sure to subscribe right now, and let's get back to the video. What is good with y'all, man? What's popping? I am so glad to be here again with y'all good people, man. Check it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We got a ton of topics to talk about today, man. And we got some good ones, by the way. So I want to go ahead and dive into it. Y'all already know how I like to do it. Y'all already know how I rock and roll with my shit. I don't like playing around. I like getting right to the brass tacks and shit. You feel me? So, but before I get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's going to help the algorithm reach out to the people who love my type of content. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into it right now. Let's get it, big dog.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store on a single.
This can be the greatest comeback in the history of the restaurant industry.
This is Demol.
So before we get started with it, one of the main things I want to do, I want to highlight a big thing right now, especially because it's Black History Month as well. One of the biggest things is that a lot of Black men don't get the credit that they deserve. And one of the big things right now is Damalo Adam Lakun. Now, if I butchered his name, please forgive me for that. Please give me grace. But this is the new owner of Red Lobster. Y'all know back in the day when Red Lobster used to be that fancy restaurant. You know, the one when you finally get that chicken, you take it to Red Lobster. It was like, yeah, bro. He got money, right? He's bringing that back because there has been a gap when Red Lobster were they were going downhill for a while, and you know, not many people were actually going to these restaurants. And so one of the big things I want to highlight as well is that, did y'all know that Red Lobster, you know, the lobsters that they get, right? One of the big things that they actually get is, okay, so a friend told me about it. So the lobsters that they get, they actually go to the same place that a lot of these high-end restaurants go to get that same exact lobster. So for those of you who think, you know, you got to go to this expensive restaurant, extremely expensive restaurant in order to get the, you know, the legit lobster, you can also go to Red Lobster too. So food for thought, but let's dive into the video.
Adam Mulliken,
Let's do it.
Red Lobster's new CEO. After decades of declining sales and a promotion that was a little too popular,
Ultimate Endless Shrimp is here with a limited time flavor drop.
the 35-year-old was hired by private equity firm Fortress to
And he 35.
lead Red Lobster out of
bankruptcy,
more than $1 billion in debt, a serious financial pinch,
and back to profitability. It's worked before. He revitalized P.F. Chang's during COVID. Fortress hopes he can do the same for America's oldest seafood chain. I spoke to the new CEO at a Red Lobster in Orlando to learn what it will take to save the chain from sinking. So I actually had dinner here last night.
Oh, did you?
And I have to say, one of the things I first noticed was the banner outside, basically like, we're open. America, we are open. Are you doing that throughout your fleet of restaurants, basically to kind of get past the bankruptcy?
That was done before I took over. The signs are still there. You're correct. I think at some point you want to address the elephant in the room, but you want to do it in a way that better reminds people of why they want to come to you in the first place.
The elephant in the room is Red Lobster's bankruptcy. When Red Lobster filed, it was over $1 billion in debt and had to close over 100 stores in 2024. Now with $70 million from Fortress, Adam Mulliken has a lot to do. What's your to-do list look like?
Well, number one was to build the executive team. To run a great business, you need great leaders.
Over the past few years, Red Lobster has cycled through multiple CEOs. I asked an expert in casual dining why that's such a problem.
When your leadership consistently changes over and over again, it's very hard to get strategic direction. What ends up happening is that you get a sort of a confused message to the restaurant managers at the unit level.
Mulliken hopes that he'll convey a clear message to restaurants with an important change, a new menu. Before diving into the nuts and bolts, Tell me, what is your favorite thing to order?
You know, I would have said the snow crab, but I tried the Verdi crab recently, which is a variation on the snow crab, and that is my new favorite, I'll say. He
says that other favorites aren't prominently displayed on the menu, and best-selling items like Create Your Own Ultimate Feast are buried on page 3.
If you were to say, where's the value in this menu, you have to hunt for it. So there's things you can do both in terms of reducing the number of items, but also just the layout, right? The aesthetics, the photography.
Mulliken says that for the new menu to work, it needs a new environment. Old Red Lobsters like this one feature dark interiors, aging decor, and separated bar areas. How ambitious do you think that brand refresh could be?
So it's going to come in stages. The first stage is things that should have been fixed a long time ago that weren't, whether it's roofing or tiling or HVAC units or kitchen equipment or furniture. As a next step, you'll think about how do you inject energy into the restaurant, but I want to start with a very low cost way to do that. For example, it doesn't cost anything to change the music. Dimming lights, it has no cost to it. Then the third stage would be a complete remodel. We remodeled the entire fleet at P.F. Chang's.
The Red Lobster I visited in Orlando is one of 3 updated restaurants, and it's going to act as a jumping off point for future designs.
I think it can be powerful, but I don't think it's enough. I think if you're just doing that, you're sort of putting lipstick on a pig in a way, and you're not really addressing a lot of the core issues.
Any sense of how much that might cost?
Well, when I did it at P.F. Chang's, it cost us about between $300,000 and $400,000 per restaurant. Now, it lifted sales between 5% and 10% in our restaurants that we did the remodels in.
Significant. But Red Lobster isn't just facing challenges inside its restaurants. Bankruptcies from Red Lobster and chains like TGI Fridays, Rubio's Coastal Grill, and Tijuana Flats mean that dining in 2024 is on track to have the highest level of bankruptcies in decades, besides 2020.
TGI Fridays back.
Coming out of the pandemic, casual dining exploded. It was doing really well. And it's really come back to earth. And probably since about mid-2022, we've started to see traffic that has really declined on a year-over-year basis.
It's not an easy environment right now. You're coming in at a tough time.
It's a challenged industry, right? But I took over P.F. Chang's during COVID. I'm used to entering at a tough time.
Part of the reason these times are tough are because of shrimp, the centerpiece of one of the restaurant's most popular specials.
Enjoy it all, because Red Lobster's one and only endless shrimp is now.
How much do you think commodity costs, kind of looking back again, could have played into some of Red Lobster's troubles, particularly when you're giving away all this shrimp?
When food costs are high, your cost of goods gets out of whack. And what that does to the rest of your restaurant margin, it really throws it off.
If a family of 4 comes in and they ordered lobster, which is a premium product, but that's what they come to us for, can you have, affordable pastas and salads and bowls to round out the table?
Rising prices mean that workers' wages have to increase to keep pace with the cost of goods.
It's difficult because it's very localized. Even within the same city, you'll have different segments of the city where wages are totally different. So you need to be watching it constantly.
Prior to the bankruptcy, some restaurants that didn't have a hostess or a bartender. What was the staffing situation when you got here?
Decisions were made that at certain volume levels, there wouldn't be a dedicated host. So as you come in as a guest, you come in and there's no host, that can be a very negative start to your dining experience.
He says he wants to change that, which experts say is not easy to do while keeping prices low.
The average restaurant worker wage is up 30%. And that's driven those menu prices up, which is, also, just caused a lot of the other inflation that's been happening there. The wage situation, the benefits, all of those things that go into creating.
Anybody want to tell me for all the bartender people, why y'all do that? What's this? Why y'all go down here and then up here and then down here and then up here? What does that do? Is that just a rhythm or something that y'all do, or is there a science behind that?
Satisfied worker are extremely important as part of the turnaround process.
With casual dining, are some of its challenges demographic?
I think part of the challenge that casual dining has today is that it needs to figure out ways to be more relevant to the millennial consumer, to the Gen Z consumer. Younger consumers are a lot more accustomed to a counter service, order first, fast casual style environment.
I think there's always going to be a place for the connection that you can get between a server and a guest.
Okay, I'll get that started for you all.
People want that personalized service. They want to sit down, have a great meal in a great environment. This is a brand that's been around 56 years. 98% of Americans know Red Lobster. It's one of the strongest brands in the country.
Awareness is great, but if you're an aware non-user, you're still not going to the restaurant. And so the challenge is twofold. It's creating more awareness, but then being effective enough in turning that awareness into a visit.
If he can turn awareness into more visits and draw in new, younger customers, Mullican may successfully turn the page for this 56-year-old chain.
That chapter, no pun intended, but that chapter is complete. And we're entering a new chapter that's going to be about investment and growth.
Man, shout out to the young king, bro, because a lot of individuals do not get the light shined on them, especially black men in that aspect, and they are doing a lot of phenomenal things out here in this world, and it just may not be televised or it may not just be put in the spotlight. So shout out to him for sure, because mind you, let me say this I want to put this out here for the record, because I know there have been a lot of conversations as if black men aren't out here getting it out the mud. Black men are really out here getting it. Black men are really out here thriving. Black men are really out here getting to that bag. You understand me? Yeah, it may not be millions of dollars or different things like that, or it may not be 500K, but there are a lot of black men who are making decent money and they're making a solid living that, and it's just not highlighted as it should be. So I definitely wanted to put that out there for sure. Look, I just wanted to go ahead and give that quick snippet, just for Black History Month. And I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So I want to move on to the next topic here, man. And so it's a bit different. We're kind of pivoting a little bit here. And I don't know about y'all. I don't know how much y'all have been keeping up with Angel Reese. So for those of you who know who Angel Reese is, she was one of the most viewed basketball WNBA players after Caitlin Clark, right? And if you ask me personally, like if I'm being honest, and this is not me bashing black women, please understand that I'm not bashing black women, but I like to call a spade a spade. Angel Reese is Angel Reese because she did what she did against Caitlin Clark. So she got her shine off of the back of Caitlin Clark, because if they wouldn't have beat Caitlin Clark in, I believe, her junior year, if LSU hadn't beat them, nobody really would be talking about who Angel Reese is, if I'm being quite honest. But in this aspect here, now I'm just freshly reacting to this video, but what I saw was that Lisa Leslie, who all is a WNBA legend, apparently she calling Angel Reese out on her stat pattern, why she be missing all these layups. Now, coming from a former college hooper myself, I've seen a lot of highlights of Angel Reese, and I'm like, dog, there's no way. There's no way you could call yourself a top athlete when you're missing a hell of a lot of layups. You're missing mad layups. Yeah, you may have 20 rebounds, but that's because you keep grabbing the rebound, you're throwing it up. You're not really trying to make it. It almost looks like you're just trying to stat pad. Your field goal percentage must be abysmal. That's crazy. But we gonna get into it though, dog. We gonna get into it. But before I do, let me read the comments real quick. Clem, my boy Clem says, "Yep, what's good with it, my boy?" He says, science, the drink will not mix well. Okay, it won't mix well. All right, got it. If you just shake back and forth. Okay, got you. That makes sense, bro. That makes sense. I get that. Because I knew there had to be a science too. Because I'm like, I always see them doing that shit up and down. I'm like, what is the point of the up and down shit? But hey, I appreciate you for clarifying that for me, dog. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next video, and this is based off of Jason Whitlock and Lisa Leslie calling her out on calling Angel Reese out on these missed layups. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's get it down.
Lisa Leslie, your former LA Sparks great, USC basketball star, she told the truth to Angel Reese face to face. Kind of embarrassing for Angel Reese. But she told her, like, you know what I'm looking forward to this offseason? You improving your layups. Let's watch the clip.
Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest. I think your shot from the outside is improving. I love that your ball handling is good. Your defense is improved. Like, the fact that you be snatching that ball from them girls, I'll be cracking up like, oh, she got another one. Like, I love the fact that you are like putting so much pressure on them defensively and just the idea that you want to get better. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. And again, I didn't know you well, just talking to you and just giving you like some love, but then hearing you like, yes, I want to learn, I want to work hard, I want to be better. Like, that is just like my heart melted because I'm like, wow, you know, it could be just like, okay, come in here. Maybe she's serious, maybe she's not. But for me to hear from you and see that you're like, yes, I want you to work with me. Like,
Hold up, bro. Let me pause right here real quick. I don't care how much money I make. I don't care how much money I make. I don't care how much money YouTube is going to pay me in the future. I don't care how many millions I make. I will not. I'm telling you, I will not. You will not catch me dead alive wearing some bullshit like this that Angel Reese got on her feet. Them hoes look like some Mario boots. Oh, fam. Them hoes big as hell, dog. Fam, why her boots so big, dog? I don't care. Listen, dog. You can't, man. Listen, them boots big. Them boots is huge. You understand me? Them hoes is wild. That's crazy.
I want you to help me. I want to get better. That's what it's about. The fact that you already had that attitude, you're going to get better. And I can help you get better. I'm positive.
So Lisa Leslie bending over backwards trying to put a positive spin on this, but she did her best. But I tend to think this is a tiny bit embarrassment that someone that considers herself the face of the WNBA, the second biggest star in the WNBA, and she needs remedial work on shooting layups. Good look, bad look, this whole conversation.
I mean, cue the Muttley laugh. I mean, could you imagine a baseball player talking to like a Hall of Famer? I can't wait to work with you, and we're going to really work on you catching the baseball. We're just going to play catch. We're going to start off underhanded, okay? We go real soft, and then we're going to back up 10 feet. We're going to lob it, right? You're just going to catch it, and then we might get to about 30 feet, and I might throw it medium.
Hold up.
I'll put it right to your chest.
Boy, Clear, you stupid. It says she unlocked them boots on Def Jam Vendetta. Boy, I swear, dog. Them hoes is, boy, that's just diabolical.
So just stick the glove out. Look, let's give her credit for trying to evolve her game. We have to give her a little credit. I think she realizes my game is incomplete. It kind of reminds me a lot of the big men the last 20 years would go to Houston to work with the great Akeem Olajuwon. No one ever really got the dream shake, but if you wanted to learn basic post moves, right, like the fadeaway or the drop step, jump hook, okay, it was never going to look like Olajuwon. But look, the guys are putting in effort. But we should. Did that actually happen on Angel's own podcast? Wow, that is pretty embarrassing to have someone come on your podcast and as a professional basketball player, hey, what do you think I need to work on? Layups. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Good luck with that, girls.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, bro. I ain't never heard no shit like that before.
I'm going to authentically and seriously give Angel Reese credit because it's a podcast and it's her podcast. And if she wanted to edit that out, she could have. I think there's some self-awareness here that she's heard the loud roar and the pushback.
Okay.
She's understands like, hey, things I got away with in college, I'm not going to get away with in the WNBA. I'm not bigger and stronger than everybody else. And so the things that were hidden in college and particularly in high school that I can't do it anymore. And so I might as well be honest about it and authentic. I'm working on it, guys. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. So why not start stacking some today?
I think I'm talking about Bitcoin. Bro, what the hell is going on? Anyway, bruh, yeah, that shit is crazy. I don't understand. I do not understand how. All right, let me set the stage like this. I commend her in regards to wanting to learn and wanting to get better as a pro athlete. However, as a pro athlete, making layups is one of the most fundamental things that any player should have learned from a park league, perspective. That's one of the, outside of learning how to dribble a basketball in itself, you should know how to make a layup, preferably both hands, left side, right side. You know exactly, you should know how to make layups. Then as you perfect on how to make layups, you know, then you can start adding your own swag to, you know, the up and unders, you know, having a little fillet, having a little fillet to it, adding your own flavor to it. But not knowing how to make layups and that being one of the things that you need to work on as a pro athlete, that's wild to me. You understand me?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
That's wild. And how tall is she? How tall is Angel Reese? 6'2"? 6'2", I think. Nah, fam. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Because if that was an NBA player and they had to ask a question like that, he wouldn't even be in the NBA. Buddy wouldn't even be in the G League. Buddy wouldn't even be playing overseas. That nigga wouldn't be playing ball at all. He'll be working at Lowe's somewhere. So nah, I don't care if you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass, Angel Reese. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass. I don't know why this is even a thing right now. That's fundamental. That's part of basketball. And that's one of the things that you do not know how to do. And that's one of the reasons, because if you make your layups, I mean, of course, naturally your rebound percentage, especially offensive rebounds, is going to go down. Your field goal percentage is going to go up. You're probably going to score more points if you stop doing the shit that you're doing. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Because that shit's crazy. And they still paying. And what's crazy is they still paying her. And they still paying her. That shit would not last anywhere on any level. That shit would barely last in high school, fam. If I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, it wouldn't even last in high school. If I'm gonna be honest with you. So I don't get it, bro. I honestly and truthfully don't get it, bro.
15 years of shooting it the wrong way and learn how to shoot it the right way. Yeah. She shoots from her hip. Mm-hmm. That's what gets her shot blocked. And there's enough tall, athletic girls where she got away with it in college. She's just not going to get away with it in the NBA.
Jason, it's funny that you bring up Steve Sachs. I believe that was like his second or third year. He won the Rookie of the Year in '81. It got so bad that Dodger fans on the first base side near the dugout would bring gloves. It became like a thing. And it didn't exactly help Steve Sachs mentally. Speaking of the yips, remember a catcher by the name of Mackie Sasser? Really good left-handed bat. He couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher. I mean, it became a thing where it almost ruined his career. So the question then becomes, is it a technical flaw that can be fixed, or is it the yips, which is unfixable? You're right. But Jason, if we see
the yips are fixable. No. The yips are fixable.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, I think people have recovered from that.
No. I think a technical flaw can be fixed. Okay? The yips, I think, is much deep-seated mentally where it's almost no over. I completely disagree with that. I completely the yips are something much worse than just having a bad elbow that you drop or anything like that. Really, you think the yips are fixable? I don't.
Yeah,
No.
I think some people have recovered from it. It's happened in golf. They get over a putt and they can't make it. You know, it's happened in golf where you work with the right mental coach, you get over it. Was it someone else beyond Steve Sachs also had a problem? And I thought they corrected it. And the guy you mentioned, you said it.
Chuck Knobloch.
Yeah.
Knobloch. Well, but Knobloch was a really good player, and I think it severely impacted his fielding. But Jason, this year, as we do our daily WNBA talk, looking forward to that. And if we see, that Miss Reese is scoring 8 more points a game, but getting 7 less rebounds, we know Lisa Leslie has fixed the problem.
Yeah, I'm just telling. And this is where I think Angel Reese is going to have to go. This is when she really gets comfortable. She's going to have to say, you know what? I'm not an offensive player. And so this whole double-double, stat padding, record, blah, blah. Hey, I'm not that guy. I'm a rebounder. I'm a second chance. I'm
look at this, bro.
Dennis Rodman. Yeah, I'm Joakim Noah, Dennis Rodman. Hey, I rebound.
Bro, look at that shit, dog. Let me rewind it back just a little bit. I know the camera was kind of whack, but look at this shit, dog.
Rebounder. I'm a second chance. I'm
Joakim Noah.
Dennis Rodman.
Look at this shit.
Joakim Noah.
She's just throwing that shit up, bro. She's not even trying to put that hole in the hoop. She's just throwing it up. She's just catching it and throwing it up as much as she can. You can't be that bad. You can't be that bad as a 6'2" woman in the WNBA. You cannot be that bad at layups. Overall, I haven't seen many women who are good in the sense of efficiency when it comes to making layups, but you can't be this bad as a pro athlete. You cannot be this bad. That's crazy to me. I don't care about, she works hard. Nah, G. At some point, that's a no-no. That's a no.
Or Dennis Rodman. Hey, I rebound, play defense. I set up things for others. I'm not going to, because I felt like the whole double-double thing became an albatross around her neck, the neck of the organization. They're playing her late to get her these double-doubles. They're feeding her the basketball, and people are giving it to her as a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
She walk away from all that and just be an energy, defensive, rebounding, defender person and be satisfied with that. And you're the OnlyFans girl that, plays in the WNBA. Build your brand around that.
Again, only rebounds.
The OnlyFans girl. That's crazy. Short ain't even got an OnlyFans. That's wild. But I will say this, though. Although I think I can be 100% wrong on this take. So for those of you who are huge Angel Reese fans, for those of you who truly are, a woman's woman, whatever you are, that's gonna in some sort of way defend Angel Reese, please understand that I'm not attacking her in this aspect, nor am I saying a fact here, but I'm giving an opinion on what I see. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, Angel Reese will not last long in the WNBA because she's already put out there that she makes way more money. She makes way more money from endorsements, from all of these other things that's going on outside of the WNBA. She makes way more money than she's making in the WNBA. And I think she said she makes around like $75K or something like that a year in the WNBA. So she said that her WNBA paycheck can't even pay her bills. Her WNBA check can't even pay the bills. So there's one or two ways I can look at this. She would probably end up eventually creating the OnlyFans, or hold on, hear me out. She will be in the league long enough to where she can rack up all her dough, get all the endorsements that she need to get, and then she will leave. But I do not see Angel Reese as she might. All right, let me rephrase that. I see Angel Reese, if she does stay long, I don't see her being one of the top 10 athletes. Now I could be 100% wrong. She may say, you know what, I'm finna lock in on y'all ass. Could be. That could be the case. But I don't see it. Because the money that she's getting paid from the WNBA does not translate to what she's getting paid as far as endorsements and other things on the outside of the WNBA. But being in the WNBA could open the door to other opportunities for her as well. So that could be a thing. But who knows? We shall see. But I do 100% believe that she probably will do an OnlyFans. Now, it may not be the OnlyFans that y'all think of, you know, the nasty nasties, but I'm pretty sure she probably will have one eventually. It's eventually.
And the way she looks and the way she dresses, that's like her thing. Yeah. Like she found a niche and she's good at it. And the bottom line is, I don't know, like when I look at her release, it's almost like a shot put, but lower. Mm-hmm. So, and then when you get in low, like there have been a lot of great college players, men, that scored a lot of points. The problem was they couldn't play above the rim because they'd get it blocked. Stacey King was a guy at Oklahoma who used to put up 50 points, could not finish above the rim, got a lot of shots blocked. But again, I don't think that was the yips. I think that was just him not being a very good athlete to translate to the next level. But we shall see. I want to see how good of a student is Miss
You know what? I think that makes a ton of sense. You know what? That makes perfect sense in my regard. So I'm gonna speak about me for a second. I think that's probably one of the main reasons why I couldn't transcend from college to, you know, the pro level, simply because I couldn't play above the rim. Oh, trust me, I'm a finagler when it comes to getting to the bucket. I can finish, but when you talk about finishing above the rim, consider me trying to go to the cup on a LeBron James. Consider me trying to go to the cup on let's say a point guard on a Russell Westbrook or Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards, trying to drive to the cup on one of them cats. Yeah, and me not being able to play above the rim, shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. As good as I am on the court and good as I am finishing, dog. Yeah, that shit for the birds. It's over. You feel me?
I love the only rebounds nickname. That will stick. Steve, great job as always. We'll see you next time.
That does stick though. She can call herself only rebounds. Just call herself OR and have the same little brand, the way that OnlyFans got it, and call herself only rebounds, and she can do that same exact thing. That's what's up, man. So that was a quick snippet of what I wanted to talk about. Just one of those little things I didn't want to dive too deep into. But shout out to Angel Reese. Shout out to her success out here. You know, trust me, I'm not hating on you at all. I ain't got no reason to hate on nobody else because I'm minding my own business and my own pockets, and we trying to build and grow over here. So I ain't worried about your situation. But I will voice my opinion based on what I see and what I know as a basketball player. That's diabolical that one of the things that you need to work on is layups. That's crazy to me. I never understood it. Never will. But hey, neither here nor there. The WNBA thinks that you are wonderful. I think you're great as a defensive player. I think you're great as a rebounder, but you really need to work on your layups. And you really need to work on just being a threat overall and stop worrying about trying to fucking stat pad. Because that shit is crazy to me. I still don't get it. Still don't get it at all. Yo, so if I want to go ahead and I want to throw this in really quick for y'all. If you have anything that you want to say in regards to any of my topics that I have up on any live stream, I always pin the link in the comments so that way you guys can jump on as well. If you got something to say, you got something in regards to something that I said or anything in regards to the videos that I'm reacting to, I put the link in there so you can jump on and you can say your piece as well and give your opinion and thoughts as well. So also like, comment, share this live as well for the algorithm, for people who want to, who like my type of content. So I want to move on. And also, if you want to donate to the platform, definitely the link is pinned in the comments also. So I want to move on to the next topic here. And this one here is one of, I kind of touched on this last week, but I wanted to dive a little deeper on this. And it blows my mind. It blows my mind, the thought processes of a lot of women. And I want to say it's sad to say that it's Black women that I hear a lot of this type of shit from, but that doesn't mean that other races of women don't say the same type of shit. So it's not just Black women in particular. So I want to put that out there. Please understand that. I don't understand where y'all thought processes come from, and the things that y'all say. I don't know how y'all make it. I don't know how y'all think it makes sense to y'all. Because you always say something and you find a reason to shame or guilt trip a man into making you believe in your own delusion. It's crazy how a woman can tell a man what he thinks or what he actually is based off of his preferences and what he believes in things. It's crazy to me. So I want to go ahead and dive into this so that way I can give you guys the context of what I'm talking about. And you guys give me your thoughts. Like I said, the link is pinned in the comments as well. So if you want to give your thoughts on the next two topics that I have, definitely hit the link and I'll bring you up and you can say your piece as well. So let's go ahead and dive into this. And this chick her name is Jessie Woo. I think she is one of those chicks who was on Love and Hip Hop, I believe. Love and Hip Hop Miami, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, one of those shows. And she had some crazy shit to say about makeup. About men saying that, look, I want to see you without your makeup. And this is what she had to say.
Do you think men should see us in our natural state before they get in a real relationship with us?
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining yourself.
I said, why her makeup around her eyes look like, when you be out on the beach all day with sunglasses on and you decide to take them off and your skin is lighter around the eyes but darker around everywhere else. That right there, I'm going to be like, hey, just take all the paint off, take all the war paint off. So I thought it was ironic that somebody that had a very confusing style of makeup wear. But when I talked to my wife, right, she said, no, that's a style, that's a thing.
And
I told my wife, I said, the way I look at it, because I'm not bagging, bro. You know how I get down when I'm bagging. I'm not bagging. I'm really being transparent about it, all right? You know how, like, when we cut the beard and the stubble come back, the 5 o'clock shadow? That's what it reminded me of a little bit.
I think
this dude's stupid. Bro, what?
That Braveheart paint.
Hold up. Okay, so that's a little.
We don't know that's
so much. She said,
listen, what? So I want to ask y'all. I want to ask you guys, and I want you to give me your honest opinion. What do you think about women who cake up their face with makeup? I'm talking they straight cake that shit up, full on makeup. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all like that shit? Do you prefer your woman to have makeup on? Do you care if your woman has makeup on? Or is there like, all right, look, there's a limit. Like, all right, bro, I get it. You want to put your makeup on or whatever the case, but you gotta tone it down a little bit. Because what's diabolical to me is you can't shame and guilt a man for wanting to see the natural you. I think a lot of women have gotten so used to the fact that they have to put on the weave, they have to put the makeup on, they have to do all of this shit to their face. They got to beat their face basically in order to look the way that they want to look. And they think that they're baddies. And a lot of them swear that they're 10s when they're really not. What do y'all have to say about that? Do you prefer your woman to wear a lot of makeup? Do you care if she wears a lot of makeup, or are you like, all right, look, bro, you can wear a little makeup, but don't overdo the shit? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. If you got an opinion on that, you can jump up. Feel free to jump up and give me your thoughts on this, because I don't understand it, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. How can you tell a man that he's broke because he chooses not, because he tells you he wants to see you in your natural state? That means take all of that shit off. Take all of that shit off. The weave that you know ain't your hair, not this whole, well, I bought it so it's mine. No, your hair, the shit that grows in your hair. When you wash your hair, the shit that's there, the shit that if I do this right here, it ain't coming out. That's your shit. You feel me? Wipe all of that shit off. We ain't talking about we're not talking about lotion. We talk about all that makeup. Go get the makeup wipes. Wipe all that shit off your face. Wipe all that shit off your face, off your nose. Get all that shit off. We want your natural state. We want to see how you look. See, one of the things about me, bro, what I used to do back in the day, if there was a woman that I would meet, I would take her to the pool. I'll take it to the pool, bro. I would take her to the pool simply because I don't want to be bamboozled. You're not finna get me, dog. I don't care about how great your profile pic looks. I don't care about none of them filters that you got on your picture. Yeah, you may look good in the filters or whatever. I want to see your head go underwater, and I want to see you pop back up and your face is like all natural. If you look good without the makeup, there's a high chance that you're going to look good with the makeup. But I just want to make sure that the person that you are naturally, the person that I will see each and every single day, outside of going on dates, outside of, going with the friends, outside of doing all these different activities and shit outside, I want to see the real person when we sitting down, chilling, watching TV or whatever the case, or sleep or whatever the case. I want to see that natural person. I want to see how you look. That's it. Some men honestly and truly do not care about women's makeup. They really don't. Some men have a preference for, like, hey man, look, cool, you wear your makeup, but don't overdo the shit. Some men really don't care, and then there's some men who just say, nah, I prefer a woman not to wear makeup, period, or weave, period. You got people like that, and that's a preference of theirs. But you can't say a man is broke simply because he want to see your natural face. The last thing he thinking about is paying for that shit. That he ain't worried about that. He just want to see how you look physically. He want to see your natural self. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? So I'm gonna play it again.
State before they get in a real relationship with us.
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Let me look at her face. Look at this shit. Look at this. All of this. All of this. Look at this. Look at this. All of it. That's a ton. That's a ton of makeup. That's a ton. Not a little bit. That's a ton of makeup, dog. Look at the different color variations on her face. Look at the different color variations on her face, dog. Look at this shit. Look at this. You got light. That shit look kind of gold. Then you got this little pinkish brown looking shit right here. Then the color changes again here. Look at her eyes. It look like somebody punched in the face right here. If you circle this from the eyebrow outline right here, all the way down to here, up into here, like somebody punched her right in the face. Somebody gave her ass a mean ass jab. You understand me? Nose shining, and it ain't because she's sweating or is moisturized. That's makeup. All of this shit. Then, mind you, on her eyebrows, she used something to enhance those eyebrows. So those aren't the natural eyebrows. The arch and everything probably looks legit, but she spruced them up a little bit. The way her eyebrows look is kind of like when dudes use the lineup enhancer for their lineup to make that shit look crispy. That's what that shit looks like. Then if you look at the eyelashes, those ain't her real eyelashes, so she gonna have to pull them hoes out. Wipe the lipstick off, wipe all that shit off. I guarantee you she's not gonna look exactly like that. 1000% she won't. 1000%. It's like that TikTok song. When you take your makeup off, you don't look the same. Why you take your makeup off, you don't look the same. You don't take the makeup off, you don't look the same. She don't, bruh.
Feel that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't.
How's that his problem? How? Where does that make sense? What he's telling you is that he ain't got the money for your makeup upkeep. Tell me where that makes sense at. So, can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me where that makes sense at? Oh, nobody? All right, bet. Let's move on then. Let's move on. I just want to know. So I wanted to dive into this last topic right here. This is different. So I know there have been a lot of situations where you have a lot of I'm a woman's woman type of females. And the ones who go and the women who typically go against the grain are considered the ones that are called pick-me's, because they agree with a lot of the rhetoric and a lot of the things and thoughts and mindset of men, and how men should be the masculine individuals. You know, how a lot of women just are delusional and they think that they deserve the world type shit and all of those different things. And these type of women, who are few and far between nowadays, are the women who are calling these women out, are saying, no, you're delusional. You think you deserve X, Y, and Z when you don't even have half the shit that you're asking for out of a man. So I don't know if you ever heard of women like Kendra G, but this is another lady one of my guys told me about. Her name is Ashley Dalton. So let's see what she got to say.
The last 5 years from doing lives on TikTok is that most women, not all, most, do not like to hear the truth or be held accountable. I think most women don't like to hear the truth because I do understand they want to hear it in a digestible way. Of course, you don't want to be mean, you don't want to be rude, but you do want to be honest. And I feel like whenever the topic of weight loss comes up on my live, and I'm not saying to get a man, I'm not saying to date, but just to lose weight in general for your health, everyone is in an uproar. It's almost like you can't tell someone to lose weight without them feeling a way about it. Especially when they came to me and asked the question. I didn't go out, I'm not looking for people, I'm not searching or scouring the net saying, hey, you need to lose weight. And I want to say a lot of that feedback that comes from the girls who look like me. Again, this is not all women, but I think it's such a challenge when you want to help someone out. You see that there's room for them to grow and develop, and you're met with resistance. I see so many women, especially young women in their 20s, who come up on my live and they struggle with their weight. Granted, I know people are depressed. Granted, I know people have anxiety. Granted, I know we live in a different time. But it's heartbreaking to see these young people are facing serious ailments, may be pre-diabetic, may have heart issues. So when I bring up health and I put a little extra pressure on the young girls or even older girls, it's because I want you to get in front of things. It's because I want you to make your health a priority, just like you make that man a priority, just like you make reaction videos and tearing other people apart a priority. I want you to put your health first. Sometimes I think I'm met with resistance in the comments because if I'm telling this girl she needs to change, and maybe you look like her, you have the same body shape, that is also a reflection of the work that you need to do. So if Ash is telling her she needs to change, then that means I have to work on myself. So I'm going to write in the comments, no, she's beautiful the way she is. Although she is beautiful the way she is. We're not saying she's not. But there's always room to grow. Just like I feel like I still have room to grow, I think everyone still has room to grow. Thing I've learned over the last 5 years from doing lives on TikTok is that
Hey, she cooking though. Like real talk, she's straight up cooking, and that's straight up factual. At some point, you can't try to hold somebody else's feet to the fire when you don't even want to do it yourself. There's a lot of women who put so many other things before themselves. Health is wealth, big dog. Health is wealth. And one of the big things I even myself in particular, I make sure that I am being more consistent with going to the gym. Yeah, things happen, life happens, depression happens. There are many different situations, there are many different nuances, but at the end of the day, you still got to take action on yourself and on your health. You got to get better at it. I don't care if you don't want to do it. I don't care if it's one of the biggest things that you hate. Learn to love it. Find something in that makes you want to do it. Find something. It doesn't have to be the workout in itself. It could be the feeling after you get done working out, of how energized you feel, or how just well and healthy you feel after the fact. It could be the fact that you're able to lift a certain amount of weight, the fact that you're able to sweat. Whatever that feeling is, hone that shit in and use that as fuel to grow and get better overall. Because let's be real, a lot of us, and I'm not going to just say there's some of us, most of us, a lot of us, we put our health on the back burner. That's why you see a lot of guys when they say, oh man, when you turn 30, man, you're going to start to see new shit happening to your life. Well, that's because you became complacent. Because yeah, there are things that are happening in the world. As far as yourself, now you may have gotten kids now. You focusing on the kids, making sure the kids straight. You got to work. Then you come home. You got the same routine. You pick the kids up. You drop the kids off. You go to work. You do your hours, and then you come home. Then you watch a little TV. Then you go to bed, and the cycle continues. Then next thing you know, you blink, 10, 15 years and pass. You done gain 40, 50 goddamn pounds. It's like, damn, where the fuck has the time gone? Now you got all this weight, and you've gotten so complacent. Now it's, oh well, shit, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how I gained all this weight. I don't even know the first place to start. Start walking. Fine. The internet is endless. There's so many different ways. There's so many different things that you can use to get started. You got AI now. You got ChatGPT. You can literally type in ChatGPT, bro. I kid you not. You can type in your age. You can type in your blood type. You can type in your height, your weight, your age. And you can tell ChatGPT, look, create me a workout based off of all of this, everything that I just listed. I'm a pre-diabetic. You can say I'm a pre-diabetic or a cancer patient, whatever it is. You can type all of that shit in, and you can tell it, look, what supplements do I need to help aid this weight loss or this fitness journey? What type of foods based off of my blood type? What type of workouts based off of my blood type and my age, my height, my race, and all of these different things. ChatGPT will literally create you an entire workout regime program, and it'll create an entire food eating plan for you that you can follow to get in shape. But the reason why a lot of us won't do it is because we're lazy. A lot of us don't want to sacrifice certain things. We don't want to sacrifice the fact that, well, shit, man, when I get off of work, man, I'm tired. I just don't want to do no work, man. I want to just sit down and relax, kick my feet up a little bit. What's 30 minutes of work? You can watch your favorite show. I'm finna give y'all the game. You can watch a show and literally do a workout while you're watching the show. You can save up money to buy a vertical climber, a rowing machine, a treadmill, because you can get a treadmill off of Amazon, and all these things you can get off of Amazon. You can get kettlebells. all these different things that you can use for a full body workout. You can do that shit for 30 minutes every single day while you're watching your favorite show. Keep the same routine. You pick your kids up and you drop your kids off on work. And then you drop your kids off at school. You go to work, do your thing, pick your kids up. You come home. You already got meals made, or you cook the meals or whatever. And then while you're doing that, while the kids are eating or whatever the case may be, you pull out the Peloton, the treadmill, or whatever it is that you pull out. You put your favorite show on and you work the fuck out for that entire 30 minutes. Doing different workouts. You do that shit every day. Next thing you know, you do it the same way. You do that shit the same way as if you're not even thinking about it. You're not even thinking about it. You're just doing it. Next thing you know, you done lost 20, 30 pounds without even thinking, because you have created a routine where you're not even thinking about it no more. It's just boom, routine. Now you done lost 30, 40 pounds already. Simple shit. There's really no excuse. That goes for men and women, not just women, men and women. Because there are a lot of men who should be in better shape. And I am one of them. I am able to bring myself to the forefront and say, look, I should be in way better shape than what I am now. I go to the gym. I should be in way better shape. Real talk. But it's okay that I can put myself out there because I hold my own self accountable. I know. Right? Same as other individuals that I know. They know what they need to do, but it's just the fact of doing it. Finding alternatives, finding different ways that can still fit in within their schedule, their daily schedule. So at the end of the day, it's nobody else's fault. It's nobody else. It's all on you. So we just got to get to it, bro. Just got to get to it. If you want to have that dream body, you can be 45. Man, look, listen. I've seen 45-year-old men and women look the best they ever have in their entire lives. Fam, I seen a 54-year-old man, no lie. I seen a 54-year-old man. This man was, I think he was 5'10", right, roughly around 5'10", about 180 pounds, ripped. I'm not talking about just the rip and then you see like a little saggy skin. No, Buddy's skin was tight. His shit was tight like he had a 20-year-old body. His shit was tight. His shit, muscles everywhere. Buddy was cut. Buddy was ripped. Abs, all that shit. Tight. All because he stayed consistent. He lifted heavy weights. He focused on flexibility and mobility so that way he could continue to keep moving and be young and be vibrant. And he just stayed consistent with eating healthy. Now, eating healthy comes in many different forms. That don't mean you got to sit here and eat salads all the goddamn time, but you can have the same foods that you love, but you just got to have it in moderation. You can't eat that shit every day, or you can't overeat. If you got one plate, just eat the one plate, call it a day. Or you can have, typically, if you get a full plate or whatever, you just have that shit off and eat it. But a lot of times, a lot of us are hard-headed. We don't want to do the things that, that is conducive for us. It is what it be, bro. It is what it be. But we all have a choice. And if we want to continue to get better, if we want to continue to keep leveling up, we have to do the things that make us most uncomfortable. We can't keep doing things that make us comfortable in this world, bro. And especially it's a lot harder when you are in a relationship, when you are married, when you got other people that count on you. You really have to get out the mud. You really have to put yourself in a position where your health comes first before anything. Because if your health ain't in place, how in the hell you gonna take care of everybody else? At some point you got to be selfish. At some point you got to focus on you. I get the whole idea of, oh well, what about everybody else? You gotta give up the likes of I for us. No. You got to dive hard into the fact of I, because in order for you to become better, especially as a man, in order for you to become better, everybody else is a beneficiary of your success. So you have to be your best self. And if you're going to be a leader, guess what you got to do? You got to lead. You got to be the role model. You got to be the one that takes action. You got to be the one that be in the gym. You got to be the one that wakes up early. You got to be the one that eats the healthy food. You have to be the one that's doing all the things. So that way, everybody else sees what you're doing and they see the results. And guess what? They follow suit. Am I right or am I right? Say less, bro. Say less, dog. You feel me? But hey, man, this was a phenomenal live stream. I'm loving it more and more each and every time. I enjoy kicking it with y'all. I enjoy the time that y'all come and spend with me because y'all don't have to spend time with me. Y'all can be spending time with somebody else. And I love the fact that y'all come in here and kick it with your boy, man. You know, that shows me that y'all truly rock with me. You feel me? Did you know that majority of the people who love and enjoy my content are not subscribers? By subscribing, it ensures that you never miss any more live streams, tips, or hot topics. Plus, the support that you give, it allows me to continue to keep giving you the content that you love. So if you gain any value here, be sure to subscribe right now. And so, with that being said, my good people, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. And make sure you always come back to the live streams. And also, Pop the Balloon Tuesday is on Tuesday, y'all. Pop the Balloon Tuesday. So make sure y'all here too. Make sure you go tell your friends and your girlfriends and your homies. Tell them to tap in with your boy, and we gonna all watch this shit and react and laugh together and hope, you know, see these people find love or take L's. So until next time, I'll see y'all good people.